another installment, episode of Who Are You? And our special guest, as you see right next to me, is Skyler Julian, and he is very special. Skyler Julian, who are you?
Yeah, I'm the creative arts assistant at Journey Church, and I handle a lot of the visuals that you see on any given day. Through church service, through online, your online stuff. So I'm married. I've got two beautiful children and a beautiful wife. I've got a 4-year-old son named Carter and a 1-year-old daughter named Skylen. My wife, Kayla, she's amazing and awesome. She stays at home and watches the kids. And I do also, on top of doing the stuff for church, I do work full-time as a marketing manager for Freedom Restoration and Roofing in Warrenton. And then if that isn't enough, my wife and I also do a photography and videography business. So we had too much free time, so we wanted to add in that at the end too.
All right, here we go. First question, very, very easy. Are you an early bird or a night owl?
Night owl for sure. Yeah.
Pizza or burrito?
Pizza, hands down.
What was your first job?
First job, summer job. I was a construction laborer. Sweep out the floors and pick up all their, quick trip cups and all that stuff. And
where is the best place that you've ever visited?
My wife and I, for our honeymoon, we went to the Dominican Republic. That was pretty amazing. It's crazy to see like how those countries like Dominican and Jamaica and stuff like that really have to thrive on the resorts there, but how much of a difference being on a resort is versus being in the third world country itself. And I know Absolutely. You know a lot about that with like going to Jamaica and Belize and stuff like this. Like It's not all the pretty resorts. Like it's legit third world. So
favorite TV show of all time?
I'd have to default to probably say Friends, only because I was raised on it. And when I say raised on it, like legit raised on it, my dad and my stepmom, like we had all the DVDs collected. But I was a fan of Friends before Friends was cool. Yes.
What is your biggest pet peeve?
Well, one of them that comes to mind is if I'm in a room and every clock has a different time on it, that bothers me. Don't get me wrong, it's weird.
What energizes you, Skyler? What gets you going?
Honestly, just I think the daily grind. Especially with all this pandemic stuff that came down, like the first few weeks for me, we're just an adrenaline rush.
If there was a book to be written about you, what would the title be?
I don't know. I don't like this question. I think it would probably be, no, my first name isn't Julian and my name is Skyler.
What is the last book that you read?
I started Doug Reed's book. Haven't finished it yet. The last one I've probably completed. I'm looking at my books right now. Danielle Dempsey's memoir that she wrote, Behind the White Picket Fence.
What is something most people do not know about you?
I'm left-handed.
What's your favorite worship song?
Is it Don't Stop Now or Won't Stop Now by Elevation Church? That's one of my like powerhouse, worship songs. Eric Nieder, he's a singer-songwriter title. He's more of a mellow guy.
When and where did you get saved, and who led you?
April of 2016. So at that time, I was a junior in high school. I went to a concert with my dad and my stepmom and my best friend from high school. And that concert was Casting Crowns and Chris Tomlin in Springfield, Missouri. And it was during that concert where, I had already kind of been in a place of just like that decision, for weeks and months to come, because my stepmom was leading a youth group at like a really, really, really small church. And just, the stuff we were doing through that was kind of already speaking to me. But I kind of just finally made that decision during that concert when they did their altar call, I guess you can say, which really it was in a stadium. So they're like, just stand up, So yeah, I kind of made that decision at that point in time. And so I would say like who led me was really my dad and my stepmom at the time, who were really, really good about like committing our lifestyle and our home to Christianity and to the Christian lifestyle. Whereas like I was from a split family, so it was kind of tough to kind of work through those different dynamics and being in one home that was really strong in their faith and one that was just kind of living life.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would just say like with my dad and my stepmom at the time, like just them being committed to continuing to show us like who God is and who Jesus is.
So what is your go-to Bible verse?
Psalm 24:1. The earth is the Lord and everything in it. The world and all his people belong to him. I think it is.
What is something you're learning right now, and why is it important?
My identity. As a Christian, as a person of faith, in really, I would just say my identity in Christ right now. What my purpose is outside of what I'm doing. So I've just been thinking about that a lot lately. Like literally, if a camera was taken out of my hands, a computer was taken away from my fingertips, who would I be? What would I be doing?
What was the first area that you served in at the church?
The booth, the media booth. Shocker.
And he hasn't left since. In one word, not your role, not your title, but in one word, how do you describe your role on the staff team?
Conduit.
Who is the hardest working staff member?
It's been said a lot, but I definitely think Angel, but she kind of just holds all of our ropes together. And if she lets go, then we scatter.
Yeah. What's the best part of working for Journey Church?
Having the genuine support of your staff members, like each one of them, even though they have their own goals and things that they need to do, like just knowing that each one of them really appreciate every area of the church, and they don't have their own agenda to get their thing up in the forefront of everything. Like we have a unified group, a unified message of people. And I think it's unique in the fact that like a lot of our staff members have really just come from being plucked out of the congregation, right? It's not like we've always searched or hired out from another mega church or something. Like it's always been, something that, God has just revealed plain and passion out of people in our church.
Right. Other than what you do now, what's something else that you could do if you did not have to worry about failure?
I want to be the guy that travels all over the world and flies drones for the Apple TV screensavers. I want to master and fly drones for Apple.
All right. The last question is not so much a question, but finish this statement.
Okay.
I can't wait to
get back in church. I'm sure that's like everybody's thing right now. Yep.
Well, hey, those are some great answers, man. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Let's do number 6. What is your biggest pet peeve? You heard Skyler's answer. We want to hear yours in the comments. And let's just, open up. Let's what bugs you? What irritates you? Yes. We all got something. Well, man, hey, that wraps it up. We'll do another one next week. Thanks so much, Skyler. And get back to work.
Thanks.
You got more stuff to do.